it's a revolution. What an exciting time that we're living in. For the first time in the history of our human race, we have access to instantaneous, two-way, free, global communication. And this is really amazing. And let me give you an example of how this occurred to me. This is my social media aha moment. So like all of you, or most of you that raised your hands earlier, I started trying Twitter, and the first tweet I ever got was, "It's 4 a.m. And I thought, what a waste of time. What am I doing working on Twitter? But I knew that I had to consult on this stuff, and I needed to teach on this stuff, and I had to learn it. So I kept at it, and one night I was really bored. I was playing around with my computer, and I was on Twitter, and on the right-hand column of Twitter, they have this function called trending topics. And this is the most popular conversations taking place on Twitter all around the world at that moment. And the trending topic one night was new name for the swine flu. Now this was some time ago, maybe close to 2 years ago, when everybody was all worried about the swine flu, right? And what did the pork industry say? Don't call it the swine flu. You're going to hurt sales of the other white meat. Call it something else. So that's what was happening, is that people from all around the world were coming up with new names for the swine flu. So I sat back and I watched this, and people had names like Hamthrax and the Apocalypse. And it was hilarious. But then I realized what I was watching was a real-time global brainstorming session. And I thought, wow, this is really interesting. This is something that couldn't have happened a year ago. Couldn't have happened maybe 9 months ago when I was watching this happen on Twitter. I was watching a real-time global brainstorming session. I started to think, what are the implications of this for business? What are the implications of this for finding new products, for solving problems, for communicating and understanding? And I thought, aha, aha, I get it. I'm starting to understand it. And from then on, my eyes started to get open about Twitter and the business uses of Twitter. And shortly after that, one of the trending topics was earthquake. So I clicked on earthquake, and there was an earthquake happening in Los Angeles, and people were tweeting during the earthquake, "Oh, Johnny just got thrown out of the swimming pool. I'm sitting here in a movie theater and all the lights went out." And I was watching the news as it happened, and I kept going to CNN. Nothing about an earthquake, nothing about an earthquake. Finally, after about 20 minutes, it reported there was an earthquake in Los Angeles. So I learned something else about Twitter, about how Twitter can deliver news and information as it's happening. And a few months after that, Twitter was on the cover of Time magazine because of its role in the revolutionary activities in Iran. And all the news, when Wolf Blitzer was standing in front of his screen telling the stories and showing the pictures, where was that coming from? It was coming from Twitter, because where were the journalists? Locked in their hotel rooms. So Twitter has really become very, very important around the world as a communication tool. So that was kind of my epiphany about social media.